Hey everyone, this is Katie Ann,
Travis.
and this is TK's Nerd Life. We wanted to start this podcast because we wanted to talk about all things nerd. We're going to be talking about movies, comics, gaming, and more. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so this first video we're doing today, we're going to be talking about a little bit of what we've been watching in terms of movies and shows, the video games we've been playing recently, and also what our favorite superheroes are. But before we do that, we thought we use this chance to kind of introduce ourselves, tell you a little bit about us, but also kind of introduce how we met as a couple, because we are married, so we figured we'd share a little bit about how we got to this point exactly.
Well, it all started at a comic book store,
Shocking.
right? And I was the assistant manager at the time at our local comic book shop.
Mm-hmm.
And my store manager and I hired him on.
Yep. And yeah, for me, it was a big deal because unfortunately I had lost my last job, which was kind of a stressful thing because I literally just finished college, and it's like kind of a bad bang for your buck to be a college graduate and unemployed. But since I was done with that, I figured, I'm free now of school. I'm a grown adult. I have the freedom of choice now, and I'm like, I want to work with something I'm passionate with. And being the nerd I am, I'm like, I'm gonna try and get a job at my comic book store because why not?
Hey, why not? Yeah, I mean that's where it first started, is was hiring him on. And so we hired him on in January, and then him and I just started talking. We had same, beliefs as far as not just religion, but even like political things and superheroes. Because again, work at a comic book store, kind of have to like superheroes just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But yeah, and so once we kind of like spark things off. And so then we started talking. We started finding out that I've heard of his parents before, and I've heard about his church.
Yeah.
And then when I started saying things, you heard about my church before.
Right, yeah, because it was like, because I used to do a lot of missionary work, and I guess a really long time ago, my parents actually did a mission trip job with her church, and so that's kind of how we started talking more, and eventually we got to the point where we hanged out at a church, and not at a church, out of work, but the first time we hanged out was she invited me to her church, I invited her to mine, and that's kind of where the spark started to fly.
And two, I mean, this month technically is like our first date. Like we had our first date this month.
Yeah.
Technically, technically last year. But yeah, it was kind of cool. It's kind of like sparking off that way, and it took me to Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Olive Garden. He was saying, "Oh no, it's not a date," to his brother, right?
Yeah.
And, it was a date.
My brother was saying how after I came home from hanging out with her, he was like, "Hey, so how'd it go?" I'm like, "Yeah, church was great. Like, it was a good time, and we had lunch at Olive Garden. It was really fun." And he's like, "Wait, you had lunch at Olive Garden?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Bro, you went on a date with her?" I'm like, "No, I took her to church and then had lunch with her." And he's like, "At Olive Garden."
By ourselves, mind you.
Yeah.
So that's a date.
Mm-hmm.
It was a date.
We didn't call it a date, but yeah, we pretty much counted it.
And we went on multiple dates, but we weren't calling them dates. And then I think it was June. June was when we started to talk about how we felt about each other.
Yeah.
I think it was like the last week of June.
It was like June 27th, I want to say, because it was
You're
after
right.
my birthday and before
You're
yours.
Right. Well, and the thing that was funny too is that we both wanted to tell each other how we felt. And it kind of just came out because I don't remember even how it came out, but it just came out naturally. It wasn't like forced or anything, but we both wanted to tell each other how we felt, and it just kind of worked.
And it's funny too because we literally said in that moment, like when we told each other how we felt, if it didn't happen right then and there, we had a plan of when we were going to tell each other how we felt.
Yeah, we did. It was funny. And then, so after we did that, it was I think it's the last week of September, we got engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And he proposed to me. Want to explain how you proposed?
Yeah. So it was before. It was actually before we dated. We were doing a James Bond movie marathon because as we were hanging out, we realized we were both action movie fans, and more particular James Bond. And she had the whole collection on DVD.
Yeah.
So that, of course, encouraged us to see each other more, which made me do.
And
more.
plus, I do have a 007 on my back.
She
too.
does.
I do.
Yeah. So it was one of the movies. I was at her house and we were watching one of the movies. I don't remember which one it was exactly. It was I can't remember if it was.
There's so many.
I was gonna say I can't remember if we were in Roger Moore's or Pierce Brosnan's because I know we weren't at Daniel Craig's.
It was Roger Moore.
It was Roger
Moore. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're watching one of his movies, and after the film, I get up from the couch and I say I gotta go to the bathroom, and I did, but it was really just to hype myself up because I'm like, okay, you're gonna do this. You need to make sure you don't stutter. You gotta speak clearly. Don't don't mess up your words here. Like, this is a big deal. You have to do this right. Because if you just say something wrong, she'll get the wrong idea. Like, you need to do this perfectly. Because, like, there was no other person I've done this with before. Like, this was my first proposal. So I'm like, I had to nail it. So I come back from the bathroom, and she's still on the couch. And she's expecting me to hop back on. But I'm like, actually, hey, real quick, could you stand up? She doesn't know what I'm doing.
No, I was actually really confused.
Mm-hmm.
I was like very comfortable on the couch. And he was like, get off the couch. I was like, huh? Like, why? I'm like super comfortable right now. So I was like, he had to actually pull me off the couch.
Yeah, I physically had to pull her up because she wasn't budging. And I was like, this is important. I need to talk to you.
I was like, oh, fine. I like you a little bit.
So I stand her up, and I had her face to face, and I started telling her how I felt, let her know how much I loved her, and that she was an important person to me, the whole shebang and everything. And after saying what I wanted to say, I got on one knee and I asked her to marry me. And the part I remember the most from this proposal is I don't hear her say yes, but I could tell she said yes. Like, she nodded her head, she looked very happy and stuff. I put the ring on, and then I stand up, and I'm giving her a hug and everything, and I look back at her, and the thing I remember the most is literally her looking me in the eye and asking me, I said yes, right?
Well, here's the thing though, it was dark, so I couldn't tell if he could see that I shook my head.
It's just like the way you said it made it sounded like I misunderstood you, and I'm like, did you say yes? Because like I saw that, but I was like, I mean, it's gonna be awkward if you did it because I just put the ring on. So I'm like, do I have to take it back now? Thankfully, she said yes.
I did say yes.
And she meant it. So
yeah, I said yes. And then I think we fully announced it in October. It was like we went to Santa Cruz. We took our pictures and stuff, and then we announced it. And then after that, in January 4th, 2025, this year, we got married. Yeah. We had our Star Wars wedding.
Yep, we did. Like, we actually had a Star Wars themed wedding where we literally had a cake with like Star Wars toppers on it. We had like cake cutters that were in the form of lightsabers. And my favorite part was that after our first dance, we had lightsabers at the table that when we finished the dance, the lights were dimmed, and then our DJ played a Star Wars song as we had our first lightsaber fight. Yep,
and here we are. We are married, and we are happy. We are happy and enjoying life, and we're happy that we're able to do this podcast together. So, yeah. The next thing we're going to be talking about is our favorite heroes.
All right, Katie. So, what are some of your favorite heroes?
So, I have two. My top twos one is Spider-Man. I think it really started when I was about 4 or 5 when I really got into Spider-Man. I think the start of it was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, the OG, the real OG.
Classic.
So he got me into it even more. And then my other one is Batman. I think I was about 11 or 12 when I started to get into comics more. I think it was the Kelly Jones era of Batman, Batman Nightfall,
Yeah.
where Bane breaks Batman's back. That whole plot line got me hooked. So I think, again, those are my two favorites. And yeah, Batman. And here's the thing, I don't like Christian Bale Batman. I do like Michael Keaton. He's a top. He's great. He's better than, to me. A lot of my church friends always give me crap about not liking Christian Bale, but I'm sorry. Like, Michael Keaton, OG. So.
Understandable.
How about you?
I think for me, with my top two, one of them I would say is Daredevil. And I say Daredevil because, like you, I got into comic reading around roughly 10, 12 years old. And one of the first book I read was actually Daredevil, and it was the Epic Collection one where like it kind of went over his early years and like how he got his abilities.
Was it the first one?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was like the Masterworks. That's what it's called.
Oh, Masterworks. Okay.
Yeah, not Epic Collection, but yeah, I read that, and I really thought I liked his uniqueness of how he was this guy who had like all these like fast reflexes and stuff, and like was an amazing gymnast, and it wasn't because like he was like Spider-Man who was bit by a radioactive spider, or because he was like Batman who trained with a bunch of assassins and all that. It's because he was blind, and naturally he gained that ability through practice and stuff. And I also thought it was kind of unique that his dad was a boxer, and so he kind of learned techniques from him. And boxing's one of my favorite sports to watch, so I thought that was super dope. Another one I would say is definitely Wolverine, and I would say that because I grew up with a lot of the X-Men cartoons, like the OG X-Men animations, Wolverine and the X-Men, like things like those really made me a big fan of like Marvel animations in terms of the shows. And Wolverine was always, of course, in those shows because he's part of the X-Men. And I mean, as much as I would love to say, Cyclops or Professor X is like the face of the X-Men, I'm just gonna say it. I think Wolverine is, and also
Wolverine's great.
Yeah. Also, I'm a sucker for Hugh Jackman. He's a great guy, and he plays the character so well. Like, I honestly don't know who's ever gonna take his role, and I hope who does really good, because they have really big shoes to fill.
They do. And I also love Gambit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Gambit is sick.
I like Gambit. He's dope. And then I think the next thing we're gonna talk about, what TV shows are we watching? What have you been watching?
Yeah, I think that's another good topic.
What have we been watching?
So right now, like we've been watching, in terms of new shows, we've been watching Daredevil and Invincible. Both of those have been really good, and I've personally been really enjoying both of those so far. Invincible we actually just finished recently.
Yeah, and that was second season was.
Yeah.
It kicked it off good. I was impressed.
Yeah.
And they definitely, I mean, they picked up the pace with it. I'm really happy. I'm not saying like the last season was not good. They just keep making it better and better and better.
Like each episode after another like kept me like more and more intrigued with it. And
yeah, it. I don't even know what else to say about that, because I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, that one was definitely really well. Same thing with Daredevil. Daredevil's been keeping me hooked so far. Like every episode with that too, and I'm like the first one was a huge banger with the way they kicked it off, and like so far with episode 3, I'm like, I just want episode 4 now.
Yeah, we just want more. After watching this first season already, and we're only 3 episodes in.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, they're killing that show. And then, as far as movies go, I think the last one we watched was it The Monkey?
Yeah, that was the last one we watched.
As far as superheroes go, I think we watched we watched Captain America: Brave New World. That one was actually pretty good. I won't say it was the best Marvel movie, like compared to like was it Infinity Wars and
Infinity War and Endgame.
Endgame, yeah. I wouldn't compare it to that, but it's its own solo, and it honestly was fun with Red Hulk and Captain America. Like, it was a fun story, especially if you read the comics and stuff. Like, it was just kind of different take. So I would recommend watching it, but again, at the same time, don't expect Infinity War, top tier,
Yeah.
with those movies. So
Hmm. But yeah. Also, the other shows we've been watching Walking Dead too.
yeah, Walking
Which,
Dead.
yeah, obviously it's not a new show, but yeah,
Yeah.
that one I've gotten started into because Katie's already watched it, but I've never
Yeah,
watched it before.
I'm a big Walking Dead fan, and I figured I should show him that. And then also like, I read the comics too, so like seeing like the comparisons as far as the TV show and comics, I'm like telling him all
Yeah.
the differences.
Hmm.
So yeah, I got you hooked already.
You did, yeah.
I did get you hooked.
Mhm.
So the next topic we're going to be talking about is what video games are we playing? What are you playing?
Yeah, so I mean, we're both been pretty much playing the same things right now, but the game I've been playing a lot right now has been the new Dragon Ball game, Sparking Zero. I've been really enjoying that because I didn't get to play it when it released, unfortunately, because I didn't have the money or the console, but I have that now, so I've been spending some time on that.
I brought the console to the relationship. I brought the PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. What am I playing? I've been playing. Well, I feel like we both have been playing this. Is Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
That's been really fun.
That's a fun one.
I've been really enjoying it.
Mhm.
My main right now has been Jeff the Shark.
Yes.
I've been hooked on Jeff the Shark. I'm sorry, but he's cute. He's really cute. His little feet, like, oh my gosh, it reminds me of Teddy, my dog, Teddy. my Teddy is he's a little psycho mutt.
Hmm.
Yeah, he loves his puppy daddy though. Yeah, he does definitely love you.
Yes, I feel the love.
Yeah, he feels the love. And then, what main have you been playing for Marvel Rivals?
I mean, I've been kind of going all over with it right now because I'm still trying to figure that out. But I think right now, if I had to pick one, it's definitely been Punisher. Punisher's been the one that I've enjoyed the most, and also the one that I do the best with, honestly.
Yeah, and then another one I've been doing too is Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing that game a lot. It's been really, really fun. I'm enjoying that. And I like to do sniping a lot. I don't like to camp. I like to snipe. There's a difference. So I just sit there a little bit and then move. Sit a little bit and move. Rather than being in the same place the whole time. I don't like campers. Campers drive me insane. He's heard me.
Yes,
he's heard me.
I've heard a lot.
He's heard me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's what I've been playing. I think that's like it as far as the topics go.
Yeah, just for this video, of course.
Yeah. I think we're gonna end it here. You can go follow us at TK's Nerd Life on our Instagram. You can also subscribe to our channel. Our next video that we're going to make is about Invincible, about what we thought about Invincible. We'll do half of it non-spoiling and then the other half spoiling. So, yeah, that is going to be our next video. We're trying to do it our videos like either once a week or every other week. Mm-hmm. We're kind of playing with it, but yeah. Thank you for joining TK's Nerd Life. Mm-hmm. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit about us, and we love hearing people's opinions. So
so feel free to leave some comments, let us know what you think, and also, eventually when we get to the point, maybe give us suggestions of topics you want us to discuss about, and start a little bit of a community from there. Yeah.
So thank you for joining us. This is Katie and
Travis.
Hope you have a great week and night.
Have a good one.